Yo, what is up, beautiful people? How's it going? Good to see you all. Loris, nice. Got Loris in the house. What is up? Good to see you. We'll give people a quick minute to log in here, but pumped to share. Today, going to be talking about creating irresistible offers. Um, yeah, excited to share this with you. I've never done this training, but I have sold and created many, many offers. And so, looking forward to sharing it with you. I'm gonna have this be as interactive as possible. This camera goes two ways, not like a TV. So I want to invite you guys to turn on your cameras if you are able, if you're here. We'll have this be interactive. I'll give an example while people are logging on. Would love to know where you're from. Just type it in the chat. Get our fingers warmed up. I'll be asking questions all throughout and make sure that I'm giving relevant info. If you have questions, you can let them rip. Maybe hey Loris, can I make you a co-host here? And just I'm gonna make you a co-host. Just check out the chat just in case I miss anything. That'd be awesome. Um, yo, Coach Falcon, dude, guys, if you you might oh man, I gotta tell the story. I gotta tell this is because I'll never forget it. I will never forget. This might be like a year ago now or sometime, but Coach Falcon, I haven't even seen this guy maybe since this, but he hopped onto an insight call like a year ago and had a filter on. I think it was it's like a superhero or a cat or something. I'm not even sure, but he couldn't get it off, and we did the whole session with like a cat. I don't. I think it was a superhero of some sort. Anyways, good to see you, man. Good to have you back. All right, we got people logging in. Beautiful. Okay. Cool. So today we are going to be jamming on creating irresistible offers. I would love to know, yeah, let me just ask a couple questions to get us warmed up. Let me get present to like who's in the room, who's here. Uh, so in the chat, let me know like who do you work with? Who are your clients? Who are you trying to make offers for? Let me know in the chat what you got. Women 40 plus. And then maybe like a also in that question is like, what do you help them with? Who do you help and what do you help them with? I want to get confident in front of the camera. Nice. Working mostly with women, 30 to 55, want to shift relational approach, keeps them trapped in the same cycles. Great. It's clear. Divorcee, hurting people. Yep. Conscious entrepreneurs achieve energy alignment. Great. Self-growth, living in purpose. Cool. My kind of people. Firefighters. Interesting. Um, best health for the second act, spiritual yogi wellness. Okay, great. Perfect. And just right now in its current form, whatever it is, maybe even just like if you have never sold like one of your offers, just say launching. Otherwise, what was the last price of the last offer that you made that you sold and collected cash from? Launching. All right, 1K for 3 months. 444 launching. All right, we got lots of launching. 1,200 a month. Nice. Smaller health program, 1,200. 3K for 3 months. That's a great price. Cool. For those of you who are launching, how long have you been launching? How long have you been How long have you been in this state of launch? Forever. Yeah. Okay. 3 weeks. Great. Launching my brand new company, 3,500 for 12 week. Perfect. 2 weeks ago. Great. Um, okay. Cool. I think there's one more question in here. By the way, like I have some slides and I have like a general direction of where this is going to go, but sometimes I just go intuitively off the cuff and we might take some detours through this presentation if y'all are okay with that. And just like, yeah, tuning in right now. Maybe, yeah, one more question, then we'll just dive right in. But when it comes to like offer creation, for those of you who are launching, it might be like, what do you see as like the block? Like what has you, maybe it's a fear, maybe it's a block. And for those of you who are here who already have an offer, it's like, what is the biggest challenge or frustration or block around your offers? Like what has you be here today is maybe a different way of saying that. Like what had you kind of come here? What do you hope to get out of it? Communicating value, complexity, potency, impact. Great. Yeah, what else? Like what's the real challenge for you around offers? Yep. Speaking their language, clarifying the irresistible component. Yep. Amazing. Comparison. My stool is helping. I mean, school. Clarity of my offer. Yeah, want to get clear. Okay, great. Amazing. We're going to help you with all of these things. And also something that I will just make clear as well. I feel like creating a workshop on irresistible offers wouldn't be complete without showing you an irresistible offer. So, just so we're all clear, at the end of this workshop, I am going to share with you an offer and I'm going to give everybody fair warning to leave before I do, just in case you don't want to hear it. One of my beliefs around like sales and online stuff is I think the world would be like the online world would be a much better place if you only sold to people who actually wanted to, you only shared your offer with people who actually wanted to see it. I think this is the biggest problem with DMs. Like, if you guys get these, I get so many DMs in Instagram where it's just like, hey, blah, 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 buy my service. Here's my thing. Um, which I don't know about you, but it's just like, I've never bought any of those. Has anybody here ever bought like one of those like one shot messages from Instagram trying to sell something? Yeah. I mean, it must work if everybody does it. I don't know. But anyways, it's not really how I roll. But I'm going to also share an offer at the end and only for people who want to hear it. Cool? Is that cool with everybody? Yeah. Thumbs up. Yep. Awesome. All right. Let's dive in. This is just going to be conversational. And there's a little word in here. Create monthly recurring revenue offers that are easy to sell, deliver, and scale. This is going to be relevant for any kind of offer, but I want to talk about monthly recurring because it's been such a huge game changer for my business. Is having a monthly recurring offer interesting to anybody here? Is that on the radar? Having to not worry about continually just on the hunt for clients and working with a smaller group for maybe a longer time? Yeah. Okay, cool. Because I didn't know I needed it until we got it. And I'm like, oh my God, this changes everything. So that's why that's in there. Building a monthly recurring revenue offer is how to bring stability and freedom to your business. And this is like how you can earn more by doing less. And I hope to show this to you on this call and how to structure it. And it's a lot easier than I realized, than I thought. So invitation right now, if we are here, we've got 50 minutes. This is going to be jam packed. Would love for this to be like a dialogue. Ask questions, just want to invite you to turn off notifications, turn on your camera, and let's jam here, if that is cool. If we have never met before, I mean, I think a lot of people are in our school, but just the 2 second highlight, who am I? Why would you even want to listen to me about crafting offers? Uh, I have been doing it literally since high school. Been an entrepreneur since forever. More recently, last couple years, specifically, I'm an OG on the school platform. We won the first school games. We have this was an interesting stat I just learned. It's like the average coach in North America earns $65,000 a year, and we earn that in recurring revenue every single month. And so we have figured out some things, and just this picture I always put in here because 2 years ago when COVID got weird in Canada, we because I had a business that had monthly recurring revenue, we just left all of our stuff. We sold everything. We moved to Mexico, and I could build my business from anywhere. And that was like a big aha for me. The fact that I could just do that. And the reason I could do that is because of the way that I built my business and the offers that we had. So that's why we also left like for Halloween. So we were dressed up in this paint. And I'm just actually yeah, so like the point of today, what do I want to talk about? What I want to hope to equip you with is I want to show you how you can make more money faster by actually charging less. All right. Knowing which offers to create at which stage of business that you're at, and how to attract cool rich people who can afford your services. And it's somewhat a joke, but do you guys ever get the objection? I like it, but I can't afford it. I really want to work with you, but I just can't afford it right now. Does that ever come up for anybody? Um, yeah. So if you have a tendency to attract people who can't afford your services, I want to show you why that might be and how to avoid that. And that's kind of my intention for this presentation. Sound good? Sound helpful? Useful? Stoked? Okay, cool. And just since this popped into my head, literally for some reason, I'm just going to share it. This slide is like, yeah, okay, here's my story. But let me share like a different story around offer creation. And sometimes I think we overthink this a lot. That's why I asked, like, how long have you been launching for? But I just created a new offer today, like brand new offer, whipped it up with a friend, and we're going to like launch it on the 20th. I don't need anything else. I don't need a whole bunch of stuff. It's just like, oh, I got an idea. Let me structure the offer, and then I'm gonna like share it with people. Okay. The speed at which you can like create offers is a super valuable skill to develop as an entrepreneur. And also like the ability to launch an offer, have it totally bomb, and then do a different offer and get the feedback and use that feedback to pivot to find the offer that really works. And I was just remembering like maybe one of the first offers that kind of blew my mind, but kind of the start of an entrepreneurial journey. So imagine this. I'm 18. I'm broke. I need some money for Christmas. Don't have any money for gifts. And me and some friends were like, how are we going to make money? And my friend's mom is like, hey, can you put up our Christmas lights? And I'll give you $50. And we're like, hey, it's a good idea. Okay, sure. And then we went next door and we're like, oh, maybe like other people want their Christmas lights installed. So we like knock on the neighbor's door, like, hey, can we put up your Christmas lights for $100? Like, sure. I'm like, oh, okay, great. This seems to be like a problem. And we literally just went, hey, we just did your neighbor's door. Do you want your Christmas lights up? Sure, sure, sure. And we did this from like December 10th to whatever, or November 10th to like December 20th. And we made like 20 grand. Just like a couple dudes putting up some Christmas lights. And And then the next year, we got a little better at it. And we thought, hey, what if we start a little earlier? We get like a little van and we like, let's see how much money we could actually make. And in October, so we started like November 1st, we made 75 grand putting up Christmas lights. Okay, but then it gets crazier because the next year we actually gave ourselves a name. We didn't have a name. We didn't have a business card. We didn't have a website. We didn't have any of this stuff. We just were like, hey, there's a problem. People have it. Why don't we just go ask if they want it? Then the next year we decided, hey, let's give ourselves a cool name. We'll call ourselves Santa's Little Helpers. And instead of like just going to our neighbors' houses, like why don't we go to the kind of bougie areas and see if they would want us to do their Christmas lights? And you guess how much money we made in 2 months that year? Three dudes, 20 years old, putting up Christmas lights. Santa's Little Helpers. How much money do you think we made? Just a guess. Like somebody put a guess. This company, by the way, it still exists today. I'm not a part of it. 150K. We made 150K in 2 months putting up some damn Christmas lights. You know what we did in January? We went back to all those people and said, we'll take it down for 50%. We made another 75K. Putting up Christmas lights. The following year, these guys I left and did something else, but these guys went like commercial and started putting up, like this business does almost $1 million today in 3 months. That business still exists and my buddies run it. But it's just such a good example where it's just like, it's, it's easy. Like it can be easy. If people have a problem and you can solve the problem and you just make offers, is that? Yeah, it is. Oh my God. Santa's Little, that's them. Hilarious. Oh my God. They really blew that up. That's hilarious. Okay. So, anyways, I don't know why that story came in, but it did. All right. And my point is like, look, just if you can help people, just help people and make the offer, make the damn offer. All right. But we're here coaching, and sometimes like coaching is like a little bit less tangible than putting up Christmas lights. And so that's very important because what makes it tangible is the way that you present your offer, right? Um, you can see Christmas lights up. A lot of the time, people won't be able to see the impact of your coaching for maybe months or years down the road. Is that true for you guys? Yeah. Um, so just before I dive in, I just want you to imagine for a second, because here's the game that we're playing is like we have figured out a system and a way to build a business that's actually fun, that is predictable, it has stable income, and it took us a little bit of time to figure it out. But I want you to ask yourself, like wherever you're at, just try on like what would change. Actually, let's do it this way. What is the goal that you have for yourself that in the next, let's say, 4 years, in the next 4 years, what's the income goal that you have that if you hit would change your life? What's the goal? What's the goal that if you hit would change your life? 55 a month, a milli. Let's go. Okay, we got some seven-figure minds in here. 1 milli. Yes. What else? What are the numbers? What's your number? Because this is an important thing. Sometimes we set goals like I want to make $1 million, but we don't even know why. Just we think we like 10K a month. Why? Why 10K? Is it connected to anything? 83. Yep. All right. 60K a month. Let's go. 5 mil in the next 3 to 5 years. I like it. Okay. My next question is, do you know how to get that? Do you know the path? Do you have a path to, do you know what you would need to do in order to hit that? So for a lot of people, number one, the goals that they have aren't necessarily connected to reality or like their own life. We'll just say like, oh, I want $1 million or I want, but an exercise for you to do another time would be to get really clear about exactly what's the amount of money for you that you need and then work backwards from that number exactly. Now, for me, for the longest time, 50K a month was like some massive goal that I'm, oh man, if I could do that, that would be crazy. And we did it in 4 years, which if you sometimes I look at some of the gurus online who are like, well, make $1 million in 90 days. I'm like, man, we're slow. Like, how come it took us 4 years? Shit. Um, but so I don't know. There might be other faster ways to do this. I don't know. But when I think about coaches specifically, and I think about over five, 600 coaches specifically that I've worked with, my own journey, and I look at what it would take to and how I think about getting to a $50,000 a month business. Number one, let me tell you, I think that I like truly, and I've heard people say this before, and I'm like, yeah, maybe, but like if I can figure it out, I promise you anybody can figure it out. I am not the sharpest tool. I am a tool. I am not the sharpest one. All right. And there is like, I did not know any of this marketing stuff. I was a financial planner. If I can figure this out, anybody can. I am, yeah. And so here's when I think about coaching offers specifically, this is kind of the journey of like, but let me ask you this actually before I like if you knew that in 4 years, like if you committed from right now, wherever you're at, and you knew that in 4 years from now, if you committed, you'd have a $50,000 a month business, would you commit for 4 years to building that thing? Because one of the challenges is like everybody wants it in 90 days. I want $1 million in 90 days. But I just want to, when I was a financial planner, honestly, most of my job was just stretching people's time horizons and helping people see like longer term. Because it's like you're going to retire. You got to start looking at retirement. Like, man, I'm 30 years old. What do you mean? Well, you can either start thinking about it now or later. So, anyways, this is how I look at kind of the evolution of building a $50,000 a month business. Number one, the first thing, and we're going to talk about this, but if you think of like year one, let's say you're brand new and you want to create an offer. Normally what I see is it typically gets priced somewhere around here. I saw a couple 1200s, but let's say $1,500. You're brand new, you've got an offer, it's $1,500. Does that seem reasonable for a lot of people? But then what happens is you get better and you'll realize pretty quickly that if you want to make some money, you might need to raise your prices. And in which case, there's typically an evolution where people are a little bit more confident, they're a little bit more clear in what they're offering, and they raise their prices to 3K. And 3K for a 3-month program is almost like an industry standard for coaches. So I'm just going to plant that seed there. A 3K offer for 3 months is like the most normal offer for health, for therapy, for business coaching, for any type of coaching without any like major, without even any like major credentials, qualifications. But if you're good at like, helping people get a specific result, this is a very normal offer. Okay. And then when you start to develop a little bit of like specialized knowledge, or you get better and you're more confident, typically what happens is it becomes like a $5,000 or $6,000 offer. And you start to hone. Think of it like with the Christmas light installation. The first house we did was $50. By the time we started working with the rich bougie people, we were charging $2K for a Christmas light install. Now they wanted like some pretty interesting stuff, but we had gotten pretty good at installing Christmas lights. And we were pretty fast. We were fast at it. We were good. We had our gear. We were locked in. So you raise your prices, right? And then Not that this is a limit, because you could charge way more than this as well. But eventually you might get to a spot where you're like, yeah, I'm good. I'm solving a good problem. I'm top, you know, I can command a $10,000 fee. Not because, and mostly why you can command a $10,000 fee is because you have an audience by this time. So just basic supply and demand. The reason you can't charge a lot of money here is typically because nobody knows about you. But if you're doing the work for 4 years and you're growing an audience and you have more and more people, that means you'll have less capacity. So you have to raise your prices. Does this make sense? Like if you are, does that make sense to everybody? Like the more people who want your service, the more you should be charging. Yeah. So if for 4 years you did nothing else but expand your reach, expand your brand, people knew you, or like how we're doing it, you grew a community, then you see how you would just naturally raise your prices. Yeah. That all makes sense? Still with everybody? So then here's the cool thing, right? Because then the actual like getting the clients thing is like if you get 5 clients a month, right? Watch this. 5 clients a month at 1,500 is $7,500 a month. That would change lots of people's lives, right? At 3,000, this is 15K per month. At 6, the same 5 clients is 30K per month. And at 10, the same 5 clients is 50K per month. Does that make sense? So it's like if you literally did nothing but figure out a system to get 5 clients per month, and then over the course of 4 years developed a level of confidence and mastery in your offer where you just naturally raised your prices because you were good, not because some business coach is like, you should charge more for your services, but because you're actually good at what you do and you have people who want what you do. You don't have to try any harder to get new clients. Like if you have a system that can get 5 clients a month. Okay. So we're all kind of clear on this. This is all making sense. Yep. All right. Good. Starting to feel free already. So, so this is the game, right? And then so what I do all day, every day is I look for what are the bottlenecks that prevent people from doing this. And there's only ever 5. And I'll tell you them what they are right now. At the bottom and the most important, and this is where the foundation is your own self-leadership. Okay. This is what like your limiting beliefs. This is what you believe is possible. If you don't believe that $50,000 a month is possible, or if you have some like programming in there where maybe you think it's possible, but your programming won't allow it, then like you'll never hit it. You have to do this work. This is why like a lot of people get into 6 figures. A lot of people can hustle and grind their way to 6 figures. After 6 figures, it's less about business coaching and mostly you just need therapy. Like that's the biggest unlock for most people going from 6 to 7 is like often just don't have the mindset for it. Because as soon as you get the mindset for it, everything becomes possible. Okay. Then after self-leadership, you have your signature offer. And this is what I'm going to talk about today. So your signature offer. This is like your particular genius. That is yours and uniquely yours because it's your life experience. It's what you're here to do. It's your purpose. It's your unique offering to the world. And getting clear on that and developing a level of mastery around that is your gift, and it's what you can eventually charge money for. But people get blocks around this. They're blocked around what should I charge? How do I communicate it? How do I deliver an experience? How do I take on more clients without burning myself out? So these are the blocks. Then the next block is a lot of you are practitioners. You're experts in your field, but you're not entrepreneurs. Like maybe, I don't know. But you've spent, usually what happens is coaches have spent a lot of time and a lot of money honing a craft of coaching or their area of expertise and not the skills of entrepreneurship. And so these skills are typically lacking, like copywriting, advertising, leadership, sales, finances, all of those things, the entrepreneurial skills. And so you have to develop that. That's what mostly takes time, is developing the skill. I tried to learn Spanish when we moved to Mexico. Gee, I suck. We had like Roberto came over every week, and I still like I don't even know how to ask where's the bathroom. Donde está el baño? Okay, I know that one. uh, but it's like that. It takes time. It takes like you have to learn the skill, right? Then you also have to build out a system that has that repeatable, that system where you're like, oh, I can get 5 clients every single week or every single month or whatever. And then you have the strategy. And I'm going to demystify something here, because most people and most business coaches online are selling these two things. I've got the new strategy. This is the new strategy that's going to work for you. This is the new system. The school system is the school system. That's what we sell. But I know that the school system will only ever work to the degree of your own self-leadership, the quality of your offer, and the skills for you in executing on the strategy. I'm not trying to disillusion you that like our system is badass. And it's like it's just one part of the puzzle, right? And so today, the part of the puzzle that we're going to jam on is this. All right? Cool. Yes, this is all making sense so far. All right. Now, I'm going to plant a seed here, because what I'm doing right now is like, I love the meta, because I'm going to teach you what I'm doing. Okay. So like what I'm doing, right? Just remember this, because I'm going to probably come back to this exact frame, and I'm just going to put the word puzzle. Okay. Because what I'm doing is I'm sharing with you today one part of a puzzle, the puzzle that I'm good at putting together. And this is just one piece. So I'm going to help you put those pieces together. And today we're going to talk about the signature offer. This is the puzzle. These are all like all the puzzle pieces. I'm not going to go into this because it's not the point, but I want to give you context. Okay. Today I'm sharing content about the signature offer. That is one piece of a bigger picture. This is the bigger picture. This is how our whole system works. This is all of the pieces that we have that allow us to build a business that does soon to be $100,000 a month in recurring revenue, currently 65. But the piece of the puzzle I'm going to talk about is this, because this is the offer. Making sense? Yeah, with me, following me. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to skip through the other stuff because we're just talking about this one piece today. Cool. Now, first point I want to make is around this industry of like the high ticket industry of coaching. And I see a lot of people, let's see, how do I want to say this? Does anybody know what LTV stands for? Anybody? Who's got it? Somebody got it. Somebody's got to know in here. LTV. This is an important lifetime value. Nice. This is a way better metric of success than how much cash collected or how much you charged a particular client for. The lifetime value of a client. So I would say like monthly recurring revenue and the lifetime value of a customer or a client is a lot more important of a metric than the price of your program. And a lot of people think that if I need to charge a lot of money, or if I want to make $50,000 a month, I have to charge a lot of money. But there's a different way of looking at it, especially if what you want is stability in your business. And there's like a new or it's maybe new to me. I feel like once I discovered it, I was like, oh, this is old. This is what all the most successful businesses are doing. I'm just like late to the party because they understand this. They understand monthly recurring revenue. They understand lifetime value. So let me just kind of unpack this and just let's kind of see where this goes. So one big mistake that I see a lot of coaches making is I just had a great conversation yesterday with an amazing couple. They're going to do huge things, and they are real experts, and they were going to build their entire business ass backwards, and it was going to be a real struggle for them. Most people start and they think, uh, oh, maybe I'll start like and this is actually a big problem with school right now because a lot of people with school look at memberships, and people are like, oh, they're doing a $47 membership. I should do a $47 membership, or I should sell a course, or I should do. It's like, but really look at who's doing that. The people who are doing that have millions of subscribers, or they have a massive audience, or they are really good at marketing. Okay. And anybody who doesn't have those things and are trying to sell a $47 thing is going to be fighting an uphill battle, and it is going to be brutal. And what I learned the hard way is you have to build your business down and then scale it up. Okay. And so typically what that looks like is you start with the easiest thing. This would be the equivalent of like, so for anybody who's launching, you don't need anything to launch except for the details of your offer on a sheet of paper that says, I'm going to work with you. This is what I'm going to help you achieve. This is how long we're going to do it. And this is the cost. You don't need anything else. You are the product. I think people build all these funnels and get lost in a funnel building hell because we're actually afraid to talk to humans. And then they think that they busy themselves building funnels to avoid the fear that they have of just like going and talking to somebody. It has never been easier to just go and talk to somebody with social media, but we don't. Instead, we build all of these automations and things to not have to talk to people. Does anybody relate to that? Is that just what I see? I like, I'm old school. I had to go and door knock. I had to cold call. I'm old in this space. Uh, but look, you want to go make money, just go make more offers and talk to people and say like, "Hey, can I help you?" Just like we did with the Christmas lights. I guess that's why that story came in, because it's real. Okay. But then what happens is you start working with clients. So when I was doing finance, I started working with clients, and I got so tired of having budgeting conversations. It's like, oh my God, if I had to go through one more sheet, I'm gonna just no, I can't. And so you know what I did? I shot a little video of me doing a budget sheet, and I put the sheet underneath the video, and I gave it to my clients, and I never had to have a conversation about budgeting again. Amazing. You know what that's called? That's an asset. I built an asset, and I got my time back. And so this is the way you do it. You start with one-on-one, and you don't need anything. You don't need a course. You work with the client, something comes up, you're like, hey, I could probably build something if a future client needs this. So I don't have to have this conversation again. And you start to build up assets. And the assets that you build up become the resources and the tools that you can use to then leverage your time and create more scalable offers. So you build it down and you scale it up, but you start making money today with an offer. You just need an offer. Does this make sense? This tracking? Okay. And one of the easiest ways, I'll just bring this in here, is like, so you start, like, just start with the thing. Don't worry about scaling anything. Start with all of the things that are not scalable. You want to see massive success in your business? Do the things that aren't scalable. Do the things that aren't automatable until you need them. If you don't have clients, if you don't have more money than you need, and you like, let's just say 10K a month, do the things that are not scalable, that require more human to human contact, and you'll see your business grow. Make sense? Okay. Here's a real example. When we won the school games, I got super excited about our low ticket community. It's like, oh man, this is great. This is totally scalable. I spent 4 months learning all about scaling low ticket offers and how to build low ticket community, and at the expense of not taking on any high ticket clients. And you know what happened? I was like, man, why am I working so hard for so little pay? I'm not used to that. And that was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I had space in my one on one container, but I'm down here focused on selling a low ticket offer. So you know what I did? I closed my low ticket offer, and I just closed it. I was like, no, we're not taking any more clients. It took me 33 days to fill up my one on one container. And then I reopened my low ticket, because you have to do it in the right order. Otherwise, it's hell. So doing the right thing at the right time in your business is one of the most important things that you can learn and develop as a entrepreneur. Does that make sense? Right? Right thing, right time. If your one-on-one isn't full, don't try and do this low ticket fancy stuff. All right? Save you a lot of time, a lot of headache. So that's an example. Now, just let me see it. I'm going to kind of let's just have an example here. Okay, so let me highlight this. Would you guys agree with this, that we are in a trust recession? Like, skepticism is at an all-time high. Yeah. Uh I have not had somebody come into our container in the last year who has not told me that I have been burned by a past coach in the last month, in the last year. Uh, there's just so much shit online. And a lot of people have spent a lot of money trying to get solutions to their problems, and it hasn't worked. And people's skepticism is at an all-time high. And I think if we don't address that fact, you're going to be challenged to make sales. And maybe that's true. Do you guys experience this already? Is this true? Do you guys, is this that land? So part of the way that you structure your offer has to address this fact that we're in a trust recession. So how do you reduce the risk for people? That's really what we're talking about. And I'm going to give you an example here. But in short, it's like you offer more upfront for less. And you earn the business for the long term. You earn the long-term business, the lifetime value. This is the shift that is required when we're in a trust recession. You have to offer more for less initially for the long-term benefit and the lifetime value of working with that client. Make sense? Yeah. So if we take this example, let's say that your offer is $6,000, but you offer people a $1,000 discount if they pay in full, or it's $1,500 a month for 4 months. Sounds pretty good, right? But it's not selling. People are like, oh, that's big. This is a real client example. So it's like, well, it's not selling. What's going on? Well, for that market, for them, it seems like a little bit too high of a risk. So we got her thinking about, let's see, how can we think about this? Number one, the first thing we did is her program was 16 weeks. And so we said, well, what happens after the 16 weeks? Would you want to still work with them? She's like, well, yeah, if there's still a problem, or like if I can still help, consider that the problems don't run out. You help somebody solve one problem, guess what? There's another one. You help somebody lose weight, there's like, what's the next level after they've lost 10 pounds? Maybe they want to optimize some other version of their health. There's always like something else, if you're an expert, that you could help them with. And so just getting some clarity around, well, what happens after the 16 weeks, and would you want to work with them? So there's that, right? That's just bringing lifetime value into the equation. The next thing is we asked, well, what if you reduce the risk by, instead of having them commit for 16 weeks, you gave them an out? Because a lot of the time it's not the price. It's actually, it could be the commitment of time, could be the commitment of price. But here's a great way that we have found for reducing the risk is giving people a 30-day love it or leave it policy. Why don't you come in and try it for 30 days? And if you don't love it, we can just call it there. And at the end of 30 days, we'll check in and you either love it and we keep going or you don't. How would that feel? Like, do you guys offer anything like this? This is just like, this is a great risk reducial without like doing, you're probably like, if you're really honest, they could leave your program at any point anyway. Like if at the end of 30 days, they're like, I'm out of here. So you're just bringing that forward in advance and bringing that forward into the sales conversation and saying, hey, look, like, why don't we, like at the end of 30 days, let's just have that conversation. People are like, oh, okay, I appreciate that. Great, I have an out. Okay. And then it was like, you could also reduce the first payment. Instead of $1,500, why don't you just make it 1,000? Make it easy. This was important for her because she was in a bit of a slump and we needed to get some momentum. We needed to get some cash flow in. Again, this is like supply and demand. If you present your offer to 20 people and 20 people say no, something ain't right with your offer. Probably like so like try lowering the price a bit. And then you over deliver in 30 days. And at the end of the month, you just go back to them and say, hey, would you like to pay in full? Do you want to keep going on a monthly payment plan? And you just renegotiate the terms at the end of 30 days. And these are just examples. You could use one of them, you could use all of them, but these are ways to just think about the fact that people have been burned. Skepticism is an all-time high. And if you remember nothing from this, just remember this. Offering more upfront for less to get people in so that they can know, like, and trust you and work together over the long term. That makes sense? So this is just like one idea that I've been seeing. And it's really like a little bit different of a mindset. And it's kind of bringing in the mindset of monthly recurring revenue. And this is how I'm thinking of it. Which one feels different? Building a business where like, I'm going to find 10 people over the next however many months to pay me $1,000 per month, ongoingly, in perpetuity, as long as I'm working with them and providing them value. Or I'm going to find one person every month to pay me $10,000. Which one feels more doable or easier, or the $10,000 one? Which one? This one over here? Well, I'll tell you, because there's like a different area of focus. The focus is on keeping clients versus selling and attracting clients. And so a lot of coaches are more interested, like are better at coaching and want to like do more coaching. If you want to do more sales and marketing, then you focus on the other one. If you want to be a coach and work with a handful of clients for a longer period of time, selling something for $1,000 versus $10,000 is exponentially easier. That makes sense? These are just like frames. Okay. And mostly the frame that I wanted to bring in is like trust recession, focusing on monthly recurring revenue, and understanding the fact that being able to offer more, sell for less initially in order to get the long-term benefit has proven for us to be a healthy approach. All right. Next thing, I want to talk about the evolution of your offer. Okay. Next point. This, you could take a snap. Here, let me take my face out of here for a second. This, in any kind of offer that you are creating, this is a sheet that you could come back to, whether it is a freebie, whether it is a workshop, whether it is your actual offer. These are the pieces that must be present. You could use this workshop as an example. So I would have to answer the question, what's the problem? People have offers that don't sell. Who's the prospect? Coaches. Is it profitable? I'm giving it away for free, but I'm going to make you an offer at the back end. What's the process? I'm going to guide you through a process so that you can create irresistible offers. What's my promise? At the end of this program, you're going to see that there's a benefit to creating monthly recurring offers, and you're going to have a framework for creating irresistible offers. Then I'm like, do I know my prospect? Yeah, I know the pains, I know the fears, I know the goals of of you. Do I know the problems? Yes. Do I have a promise? Do I have a process? I'm walking through the process right now. These are kind of the key pieces that you need. You need a you need a you need to solve a problem. You need to be clear on who the problem is for. You need to frame. So for anybody who said like I don't know how to market my like I don't know how to communicate my value, the that's just the promise. And sometimes we get lost in these I help statements. How many of these, be honest, how many of these have you written? How many times have you written the I help statement? Be honest, like hundreds, hundreds. Yeah, exactly. Good. I write them almost every day. And every day it kind of changes. It's like, maybe that's kind of this way. It's kind of this way. But every day I'm usually making a new offer. That's why, whether it be a post, whether it be like getting you to this workshop was an irresistible offer. You guys showed up. Amazing. Why? Because I made I did this statement in an email or wherever you saw it in my school community, and something landed and had you come up here. And then I have a process for fulfilling on what my promise was, which is what I'm walking you through right now. Okay. But every time you create an offer, this is what you need. And let me just give a couple examples here for how to think about creating transformation. Because the most important thing as coaches is like creating transformation for your clients, right? So let me ask you this, because this is key. Are you clear on the or let me frame it this way. The best way to frame your offer is if it's helping somebody in a particular transition of life. Somebody mentioned that they were a divorcee coach. That's a very good example of a life transition, right? And that is a journey that if you've never been divorced before is like, oh shit, I don't know how to do this. And that is where the opportunity is in the transition that somebody's trying to go from one version of themselves to another version of themselves, from married to single, from working in person to working online, from overweight to fit and healthy, from living with kids to empty nesters. Now, here's one big unlock that I wish I learned earlier. People aren't buying your coaching program. They're not buying your coaching program. They are buying the future version of themselves. So this is how you communicate in your marketing in a way that will land with people. Stop talking about your program. Start talking about the future version of themselves that they are going to become as a result of going through your program. That makes sense? Because that's going to hit. Here's what I'm communicating to all of you. I believe that it is possible for you to build a $50,000 per month coaching business that is fun, that transforms lives, and is deeply fulfilling. And by the way, our program does that. Our program will help you with that. But the thing that you're buying is not our program, it's the future version of yourself. So now this is where it gets really cool, because if you've done what you're helping people do, which most of us coaches, that's what we do, right? We're helping a previous version of ourselves, and that's what qualifies us. And so we've been broken before. Okay, the reason that I am teaching about money and how to make money is because I fucked up big time. I went $500,000 in debt. I knew nothing about money. I was an idiot. And then I spent the next 20 years learning everything that I could about taxes, insurance, investments, and then realized, oh, this whole system is a scam. And then I'm like, oh, I better learn something else. So I learned digital marketing and how to sell and how to actually make money and hide it offshore in Panama. But that's a different topic. Okay. So it's, but I learn, okay? I learn. And now I have pieces of the puzzle that I can help other people with. Okay. Does that make sense? And then here's the cool thing is that, and this is I have many pieces of the puzzle. I've learned many pieces, but I'm helping people. What I'm really doing for me, it's financial freedom because that's what I've wanted forever. And that's what was crushing me for so long with $500,000 of debt. And then tremendous freedom and like changed my life by figuring this shit out. Now I just want to help more people do that. You guys relate to that? Is that kind of your story too? Yeah, great. That's why I love working with coaches. Okay. And then it's like in that journey, you picked up these pieces where you got broken, you know, you struggled, your mess, all the shit, all the hard times, and then you learned and you gained these pieces of the puzzle that have helped you become who you are and achieve the results that you have. Every one of those pieces of the puzzle are pieces of the roadmap that you help people through. And if you, so how do you create a transformational offer? It's unpacking your genius. It's unpacking all of the pieces that you've learned and then putting them together to help people avoid some of the pitfalls. And instead of like trying to navigate that transition with a bunch of missing pieces, it's like a very solid, like, oh, 1, 2. Does that make sense? That's what your offer is. That is what a transformational offer is. It's saving people a tremendous amount of time and heartache and challenge. Like, shit, I just wish I had a mentor that could have helped me avoid so many of those bad decisions early on that impacted my whole life. Thanks, Dad. I'm just joking. I just realizing my face isn't even on here. Okay, I'm back. Now, one last thing, because if you've ever struggled with the like, who's my niche? Like, anybody ever like, oh, who's my ideal avatar? I got, okay, good news. Who cares? Who cares? Fuck it. Okay. Like, nobody cares. What people care about is if you can solve a real problem. Okay. That's what people care about. Who cares if it's like a man or a woman or like a 30-year-old or a 50-year-old or whatever? More important is what's the problem that you actually help people solve? That makes sense? Okay. And here's the problem when you focus so much on, I got to get my avatar right, got to get my niche right. You have one person, and you're trying to sell them like this one solution. You only have one solution. But if you understand that you have this transformational program and you understand like every piece of your program is a problem that you could help people solve, you could sell this piece to that person, that person, that person, that person, that person, that person, that like you can meet people at different stages that they're at. But it's not based on their demographic, like what they call themselves. It's based on, hey, I can help you solve this problem. Make sense? That's what people are paying for. They're not paying for the fact that you know that they're a man in their 30s who's overweight because he had kids and is eating a little bit too much pizza these days. Okay. Like they're paying because my pants don't fit. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Then what happens is over time. So coming back to this is like over time, if you get good at solving the problems and then you start building these little assets, these are the things that actually give you leverage. And then this is what allows you to build down and scale up. I'm taking a little bit longer than I thought. I've never done this one before, but is it cool if I go a little bit over? You guys liking? Is this good? Let me just okay. Let me pause for just like a second. And in the chat, can you just let me know like what are you liking? What are you learning? What are you catching? Is this valuable? Are you down with this? What do you like? What are you learning? What's helpful here? Scale down to build up. Problem centric is big for me. Nice. All good. Bigger perspective. Nice. Yep. Yes. Can we get an amen to simple? Can it just be simple? Honestly, that's maybe uh yeah, that's what I'm here to do because it was hard for me. But that's because I didn't know. And it can be simple. Okay, cool. They'll always have the problems. Yeah. So you can always be helping them. Like we have like some of our clients are like, you know, we have clients who have been with us for almost 3 years, you know? And they're the best clients by far. By far. I love working with those clients. Okay, last thing. And then I'm gonna make an offer. And so forewarning, maybe like 5, 10 minutes. And then anybody who doesn't want to hear this offer, I'll give you one more warning. But okay, last thing. How do we attract cool rich people? Or we rich bougie hippies. That's what we were calling them. Uh okay. I'm somewhat joking here, but and I know also that a lot of coaches, okay, I know a lot of you coaches are like, you wear your heart on your sleeve, and you probably like, well, I'll help anybody. I don't care about working with just the rich people. I want to help people. You got your heart on your sleeve kind of people, yeah, right? I know. I'm the same. I do want to help everybody, but also I want to have a profitable business. And the way for me to help more people is work. So the my business model is this. I run a free community where I give away a ton of stuff like this workshop for free. And I give away most of my stuff for free to the people who have more time than they have money. And then I monetize with the 1% of people who want to go faster and have more money than they have time. And because I monetize this, I can do this. And it's a very generous model. Plus, cool rich people like it. Okay. Every single market. I was just talking to a client yesterday, and he's like, I work with cops. Cops don't make money. I was like, really? Cops don't make money? He's like, yeah, not like nobody that I'm talking to. I was like, well, consider you're attracting a bunch of broke cops. I was like, is there not like, are there any cops that make money? And he's like any captains or I was like, oh yeah, those guys make tons of money. Those guys make like 200, 300 grand a year. I was like, right, okay. It's like, and then who's on the other end of that spectrum? It's like, oh, like the sheriff's department in Idaho or something. I was like, okay, great. So you would agree then that there is a spectrum in your market? Is like, yes. And you are currently attracting sheriff's department cops who make $40,000 and can't afford your program. Yes. Right. So in every single market, and you guys can think about this, is like in every single market, there are people who are, uh, let's do it this way. Somebody, I'll just use weight loss as an example. So there are people who are, I'm just gonna say like overweight, but like, and don't care, are just like overweight, don't really care about losing weight. And then there are people who are trying to lose weight. And then there are the people who have tried everything and can't lose weight or haven't been able to. And then there are the people who have like gone through this journey and maybe have become a coach of telling people how they did it. Or not this, but just like they're fit and healthy. And they've kind of gone through this spectrum. So in your awareness or in your marketing is just understanding that there are people in the spectrum who are at the very top of every market who have already done the things that you're trying to do. And then there are people at the bottom who are not going to be a fit for your services, either can't afford it, don't really want it, don't care. And then there are people right in the middle who have already started or already kind of gone on that journey or are on that journey. And then there are people who are like further down the road who have tried everything and like still haven't been able to get the result. Would this work for everybody here? Like everybody here can see this in your market, that there's a spectrum. And then when it comes to messaging, this is the most important thing. It's just like choosing the right angles and the right hooks and the right message that speaks to the people who are already on the journey. And a lot of people I see unconsciously are attracting people who are either like never going to buy because they're already too far advanced, or on the other end of the spectrum, it's like you don't really even want these people as a client because they have limiting beliefs or limited funds, or they're just not going to be a great client. And this comes down to which piece of the puzzle are you leading with? Now, I'm just going to share this for you. This will be another, I'll get rid of my head here for a second. And this is a worksheet. I'll just kind of talk about it and give this to you guys to kind of go through on your own. But a lot of times people are like, oh, I need to upgrade or I'm going to charge more. I want to charge more for my program. And they only look at the price. They're like, yeah, it's kind of like arbitrary price increases. But you can't just raise the price without upgrading the other elements of an offer. So the elements of the offer are, there's your prospect, right? So if you look at the cop guy, instead of targeting sheriff's department in Iowa, start targeting captains in LA. Same, they're still cops, but one has more money. As an example, right? Then there's like your promise and there's your process for delivering great results. These are the pieces that you can focus on to upgrade your offer so that you can charge more. You can focus on the prospect, you can focus on the promise, you can focus on your process. The more clear your process is, the more confident you'll be with your promise, and typically the higher level prospects you will attract. So this is a little worksheet. You can take a screenshot of this, but this is some thinking that you can think through your prospect, your promise, and your process. And this could be helpful if you're looking to just get clear on either any of these things. And there's a full training on this in my free community. But if you're looking to raise your prices or you're looking to attract a better client, this is a good exercise for going through, like, does your prospect tick the boxes? Does your promise have a clear outcome, a timeline, a metric? And is your process one-on-one coaching? How are you delivering to your clients? Just going through that will typically unlock some clarity and can be helpful for raising prices or getting your messaging more dialed in. Okay. So this, like in today's workshop, let me just do like a little recap here, because I've got trainings on this in our free community, but I wanted to do something a little bit different here in this one. One is I wanted to frame the evolution of an offer. So where you're at, and just knowing that if you're just in launch mode, just launch the damn thing. Just like work with the client. And if you're like, oh, I can't get a client, work for free. Start for free. Just work with the client. Get the feedback so that you can make an offer and get into momentum. And then ask, just like we did with the lights, ask the neighbor, ask if they know anybody who would like this and charge a little bit more. Okay, next thing is bringing into the conversation a focus on lifetime value and the fact that we're in a trust recession, and understanding how to frame your offer in such a way that reduces the risk so that you can start working with people and then earn the business over a longer period of time. Next is just giving you a framework for how to think about every offer and also giving you permission to make 1,000,000 offers. Like the I help statement. It's not like you don't create one offer and you're just done. If you like, creating offers is something that you can like, if you get good at creating offers, this is like abundant, because there's so many, let's face it, there are so many problems in the world. The world's messed up, which is great news for an entrepreneur because an entrepreneur gets paid to solve problems. So if you can see a problem, make an offer, help people. And then as you help people more and more, you will develop your, actually, on this point, let me say this. It's like choosing your niche. Having a niche, I believe, is something that you earn as a result of like doing work over a prolonged period of time and developing a specialized knowledge and a specialized skill set that solves a particular problem. It's not just choosing out of thin air, I'm going to work with women who are 40 and have this problem. It's like I could never have known that my niche would somehow be in school, like being an expert in school. That was a result of like right place, right time, having an expertise, finding a niche. But it emerged. It was earned. Does that make sense? It's like in Think and Grow Rich, he talks about it's like it's specialized knowledge. That's the thing that unlocks abundance. It's not choosing the niche. It's like, yeah, it's important, but also not the main thing. Okay. This, right, talking about how to create transformational offers. It's understanding that people will pay coaches to help them go through a transition in life. And if you've already gone through the transition, that positions you as an expert. And if you can articulate that with, there's one big problem, you have to navigate this transition, but really one big problem is made up of a bunch of little problems. And the better you can get at unpacking those little problems will help you to clarify what your offer really is. And then as you unpack those become your digital assets. Those become the workshops. Those become the courses. Those become the content that you're able to offer to people. And then you're able to offer a ton of value. And remember before I said, remember this slide, I'm going to come back to it. It's the puzzle. It's coming back to it now. What I'm sharing with you right now is one piece of the puzzle. It is a piece of content. It's a piece of content. But the value that I'm actually giving you is the context. People talk about like content is king. Now, context is king. I'm showing you one piece of content. I'm showing you one piece of the puzzle today. How to create transformational offers, irresistible offers that don't sell. But that's just one piece. Where I get to be a thought leader in this space is because I'm able to show you, I'll use this one, is I'm able to take this piece of content and put it into its proper context, which is the bigger picture, which is building a business that can actually do $50,000 a month. You have to get the offer right. You have to build it down, and then you scale it up. And then the offer is one piece where you have a system that works. And lastly, you understand that it will only ever work to the degree of your own self-leadership. The system isn't going to save you if you don't have the skills to operate it. You do need a system, and you do need strategy. But what I just shared with you is one piece of the puzzle, of the bigger puzzle, which is how to create a signature program and how to think about creating offers that sell and how to do it easily by reducing the risk for people to join and start working with you so you can earn the business and work with them over the long period of time. This all making sense? Yeah, with me so far? This is just a different picture of the same big picture that I showed before. More details in just like how our school system works. I'm not going to go through it right now, but I've gotten to that point in the presentation where I'm going to show you an offer. Maybe it's irresistible, maybe it's not. I'm not sure, but I will promise you, I only want to show it to you if you want to see it. And so I am going to, I mean, it's pretty good. So if you found this interesting, you might want to check this out. But if you don't, all good. This is the moment to bounce because I'm going to share with you an offer. It'll probably just take 5 minutes. And it's a right now thing, and I've never offered this before thing. Cool. Get out of here if you don't want this. All right. Okay. Perfect. If you're still here, I'm assuming you would like to hear. Super easy offer. Uh, and this is totally an experimental thing. Okay. The reason that I'm even doing this offer is because I'm doing this stupid thing called the school games. Okay. Do you guys know what the school games are? Uh, it's fun. Okay. And basically, they have this competition. And normally, you're only allowed to win once. But this month, they've made an exception. And other people can play the game too. Like if you've won before, it's a battle royale, if you will. And but that said, I am like we have an actual business. I'm I'm actually more interested in people only joining us if it makes sense. And so we're doing a different offer than we did the first time that we played, actually completely different. But the reason that we're even making this available in this way is because of this. And so the invitation is to join our paid community. Okay, so we have a free community, we have a paid community, and there's something specific in our paid community that I want to highlight, and I want to invite you to join. The primary difference between our free community and our paid community is in our free community, it's a bunch of content. In our paid community, it's step-by-step content. You're not trying to figure out what's the next thing to do or if I should do that workshop. It's literally check step by step, follow the road. Okay. So this is and then every step has like a video and an action step. Very straightforward. This is the primary difference is like the structure and order in our content. One of the first places that we direct people in our paid community is like, we have 12 different posts that have generated hundreds of thousands of dollars. These are our fast cash strategies. And what we're interested in is helping people get a return on investment as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. Okay, so this is unlocked right away. So you join, you'd have instant access to 12 posts that have literally generated hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this is where we would tell you to go first, if you have any kind of audience at all. Okay. The next thing is if you found this conversation interesting, we have a really good module and program on developing your signature program in a way that is probably like is just different. We leverage AI, we leverage the map of consciousness, we leverage like energetics, how you feel about creating your offer. And again, very step by step. And this one thing will help you develop a transformational offer and be really clear and confident about it very quickly with the leveraging of AI and the frameworks that we've put together. Then I've also just released the Quantum School module, which is everything that we are doing right now for building our business, the free school community to the paid school community. Step by step, how to build the community, how to create a lead magnet, your course, how to run ads to it, and how to convert people into your program. So that's in there. Also, the members of our paid community get our backpack software, which is all the software that you could possibly need to run your business. It does emails, it does your lead flow, it connects into school, uh, calendar, everything. You don't need anything else. It also has some crazy features like AI bots and AI marketing assistants that make everything easy. But that's just included. If you tried to purchase this, it would be $799 a month is the software stack that you just get for free inside of our community. And here's my offer. You can come in, get access to everything, use our fast cash strategies, try the software, create a signature program for 7 days for $27. One-time payment. If you're in and you want to come into the paid community for 7 days and try everything out, you'll also get a one-on-one call with Gustavo to get you set up. And here's why I'm doing it. Because after 7 days, one of three things will happen. One, you will love our community. You'll see the tremendous value and you'll want to stick around, and it's $2.99 a month. And hopefully, yeah, you're able to take action and get some results within 7 days. The second thing could happen is you hate it. You're like, man, that Dan guy is weird. His accent is annoying. And you just leave our quantum community. You could go back to the free community, or maybe you leave everything altogether. Or number three, you love it so much and you're like, I'm going to stay for the year. And you pay annually, 3 payments of $999, and then you would unlock 5 pretty epic bonuses. You would save $600 by paying annually. You'd get a 30-minute one-on-one offer and ad strategy call with me. We will interview you and give you 9 fully edited captioned reels to upgrade your Instagram profile. You get 2 one-on-one calls with our tech team to set your backpack up completely for you. And you'd get put into a 90-day accelerator program that I'm running with Brandon Forbes, who's a brilliant advertiser. And we're doing this over 90 days next month. But right now, all I'm offering is a 7-day trial for $27. And if you're in, if you would like to do that, then just comment, I'm in, and I'll get you a link. If you're like, I'm out, also cool. That's all I got for you today. And if you have any questions, you can just let me know, ask them in the questions, and I will answer them. And we got Logan, Dr. Sabrina. So I'll get you the link right here. And anybody else, if you are in, just say, I'm in. And I'm going to show you in real time. Okay, let me. We were doing this for 47. I'm telling you, this is real time. But because you're here, because you're live, I'm changing it to 27. Let me just make sure this works. $27, it does. All right, I'm dropping this in the chat. And y'all can get in there. I'm going to change it back to 47. So get in there. But let's see, there is a question. I love this, but I need some guidance on where to prioritize my time. Yep. So when you come into our community, Gustavo will connect with you and he will kind of give you a path forward. And we also, in our community, is we have the perfect week community, or sorry, perfect week module that will help with like prioritizing time for sure as well. Was there another question here? When is the right time to join the paid community? Haven't nailed down my signature offer yet. Feel like I need to do that first. Nope. Like I just tell you, like we have everything from starting from scratch. So the best time to join it is right now. nailing down your signature program, you're going to be able to do that immensely quicker with the tools and resources that we've put together in here. This will get done. Signature offer. Yeah, I'll just show you real quick. We've got a pretty. We gave like a little version of this in our free community, but this is like a next level prompt and quote tool that will help you do it. If you already have go high level, yeah, not really an issue. You can either use our snapshots or what a lot of people do is they just convert over into ours. But either you could take our snapshots or you can uh, just bring your stuff over into the backpack. Either option. Awesome. Allison is in. All right. Any other questions here? What else we got? See my question above. Did I get that one? Logan. You can unmute if it's just like, yeah, if you're good. Or if you have questions, you can unmute. We can chat. And if you're good, then get in there. And if you're got other questions, let me know. I'm going to got to run. Okay, cool. So we got some people that are in. So get in there before I change that back. I hope that was valuable today, sharing about the offer. And yeah, looking forward to seeing y'all on the other side in our paid community. If you come in, first thing we'll do is like we'll give you kind of like here's the path for you. And oh, is your question? And how many calls a week in the paid community? We have one on, yeah, great question. So on Mondays at 11, we do is a coaching call with me, and it's 90 minutes. It's like awesome. Fire, great attendance, and everybody on that call, like our intention on Mondays is everybody gets clear on what to focus on for the week. So we have a system and a process. You'll be able to identify where's my bottleneck, what I got to focus on. You'll know where to go. And every week you're just get into momentum. Then we also have like a tech call on Fridays. This is available until now. I might keep it open for a bit, but it won't be for long. I'm gonna turn it back to $47. This was just like a hey, if you're on this call, get in for 27. We'll be changing it back to 47, but I don't know when. Sometime soon. When we sign up today, do we still have access next Friday or it ends Thursday? You'll have access. You actually have access until next Sunday. So it's actually like 9 days. So if you came in today, you would have it until the start of next week. So you get a couple extra days actually. But the trials typically end Sunday at 11:59. After the $27, yeah, after the 7 days, you just we send you a message and ask if you want to continue, or you don't, or you want to upgrade to the annual. And no matter what, you'll get removed. And then you just rejoin either with the monthly payment or the annual payment, or you don't rejoin. Yep. Let's go. Nico in the house. All right. Anybody else coming in or any other questions? Logan's in. Boom. Pump. Paid and in. Let's go. Awesome. Did I see Coach Falcon is coming in too? Batman, are you coming in? Get in there. You should be in a circle already. Get in here, man. It's good. Plus, like, yeah, we have like an awesome crew. We got something special going on. And the reason I'm doing it is like, I just want more people to see it, mostly like feel it, because it's like, it's a different vibe and it works. So, looking forward to working with all of y'all who are in. If you're not in, get in. And I'll see you either in the free or our paid communities. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll chat soon. Peace out, everybody.